So, hi friends, welcome to the world of Nadi astrology. Today we are going to discuss profession in BNN. When it comes to profession, we have to take Saturn as Lagna. From Saturn, what are the planets are connected to Saturn, conjoined Saturn in 159, 1, 5, 9, and what are the planets are aspecting from opposite direction, 3, 7, 11, and what are the planets associated with Saturn in the preceding and succeeding house? Succeeding house, second house, and preceding house, 12th house. So here you see from third house, 7th house, 11th house, any planet can aspect Saturn. And from 12th house, the planet can aspect Saturn because Saturn cannot aspect 12th house. But the planet in the 12th house can aspect Saturn because every planet aspects 159, 3711 and second house. If it is suppose retro, then it will be okay. Suppose Saturn is retro, then it will aspect not only aspect 12th house, and the position of Saturn also will be placed in the 12th house. From there we will also, once again we will count 159, 3711. So this is the dictum we have to follow. This is the principle we have to follow while giving predictions regarding profession.
Sir, what about second house? 159 okay, 3711 okay, 12th is also okay, but what is second house?
Yeah, first it touches the second house planets. So it will
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Saturn will meet planet sitting in second from us.
Second house.
Yes,
First
okay.
it touches second house.
Okay.
And 159, 3711 and 212. This is the combination. For example, you see, when we are discussing whether Saturn is strong or not, first, if you want to predict the native will get professional stability or not, how can we predict Saturn is strong or not? We have to check. If Saturn is associated with any planet in the second house, 12th house, and 7th house, friendly planets are there in 2, 12, and 7th house, then it means Saturn is strong. Suppose Saturn has enemy planets in the second house, 12th house, and 7th house, then Saturn will be weak. So the native will have professional breaks in his career. That is, we have to consider here. So that's why second house and 12th house gives here priority. They have significance because in the planet from Saturn, the planet posited in the 12th house will aspect with second aspect. So that's why. So suppose Jupiter is here in the 12th house. Let us say Jupiter. Though Saturn is, for example, aspected by Mars from the 12th, 7th house, or Ketu in the second house, but as Jupiter is aspecting from 12th house, so this dosha will be warded off. So when Jupiter aspects, the dosha will be warded off. At least a friendly planet should be in the 12th house or second house or 7th house. Particularly Saturn has Jupiter, then all doshas, there may be breaks, professional breaks, but immediately the native will gain again confidence. He will be able to come up again once again in his life. There may be disturbances. Suppose Saturn has Ketu in the second house. Okay. But Jupiter in the 12th house, so Jupiter will aspect Saturn with second aspect, so that Saturn here, the position of Saturn will be good. This is we have to consider. Like this, we have to consider 2, 12 and 7th house, whether the planet is strong or not. If you want to predict, Saturn is strong or not? How? Not only Saturn, any planet is strong or not? How can we predict? So, if the planet has friendly planets, if any planet has friendly planets in 2, 12, 7, the planet is strong. If any planet has enemies in 2, 12, 7, the planet is weak. So, as we are discussing profession here, Saturn, we are taking Saturn. So, Saturn is strong or not, we have to check so that you will be able to give predictions well. Suppose Saturn is very weak, so always the native will get breaks in his profession and he loses his job. So, he will get very low cadre. So, like this, the native will have disturbance. But once Jupiter aspects, this dosha will be walled off because that is Dharma Karmadi Yoga. It will give highest position. There may be breaks in the profession, but he will rise to great heights in his life regarding career. Okay. So,
Sir, here I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
In place of moon in 12th house,
Yeah.
Rahu is there, suppose, let us say.
Suppose Rahu.
Rahu is there. It's not aspecting actually this Saturn.
Yeah,
It's going
Rahu will not aspect Saturn.
Okay.
Rahu will not aspect Saturn. Only moon will aspect Saturn. But the moon which is already conjoined with Rahu, so is aspecting Saturn. So the native will succeed in the professions like cinema and TV shows, because moon is art form and Rahu is cinema. Rahu is shade. So that's why though Rahu is not aspecting, moon is aspecting, which is already connected to Rahu. So that's why moon is here none other than Rahu. Moon also has the qualities of Rahu. So that is we have to consider. Is it clear? Okay. Now let us see some combinations. So Saturn with the certain planets, how we can predict here profession. Suppose Saturn is with Sun. The Sun can be anywhere in 159 in the same direction, 3711 opposite direction, or in the second house or 12th house. The native will definitely get either political entry, or the native may be in government job, or it may be semi-government, or the native will get name and popularity through his profession. So through profession, the native will get popularity. Saturn is here work governing planet, Sun is popularity governing planet. So the native will get popularity through his profession, whatever profession it may be. It need not be government job, it need not be politics, but any job. So the native will become popular through his profession. So moreover, the native will have popularity among politicians because Sun is here politics. And semi-government, it may be government or semi-government, whatever it may be. The native may continue his father's profession also. Saturn and Sun are together. The native may continue father's profession. But my observations, whenever Saturn and Sun are together, so if the both Sun and father in the same profession, suppose Sun is doing father's profession means, so he is continuing his father profession means, so that will be okay. But both Sun and father are partners, then there will be disturbance. So that is we have to keep in mind. Suppose if anybody says, sir, my father and I, we are both are doing business, so but we are incurring losses. So what is the situation? Then we can say Saturn and Sun are together. So you can continue your father business, but you should not continue business with your father, because there will be disturbance. This is in my observation. You also just note down this point. And Saturn Sun is here government, Saturn Sun is here politics. That is we have discussed. Okay. Government job in which departments? That is we have to check with the other combination of planets. Suppose moon is there, Saturn and Sun plus moon. Moon is, moon is traveling, transport. Moon is liquid and food related. So that's why the native may be in government service, particularly in food departments. And liquid here, what does it mean? For example, traveling, transport related, and tourism departments. So the native may get jobs in tourism departments. And
Dairy department also.
yes, and food related, any food, liquid and food related. So dairy farm or whatever it may be, government related. Even agriculture also, because moon is here, water related, agriculture related. So when it comes to minister, if anybody wants to become a minister, Jupiter is necessary. So Saturn plus Sun plus Moon. So that is in tourism department or transport department or food department. Okay. So then Jupiter is there, the native will become minister. The native will become minister, tourism minister, transport minister. Like this we can predict. Suppose he is not in politics, he is a government job holder. So then Jupiter gives highest position, like IAS, IPS officers generally will become secretaries to the particular departments, like particular portfolio. So as we discussed, he is a tourism and transport department and food related departments. Food related department, food supplies, we can say Ministry of Food Supplies. So Ministry of Food Supplies means it will denote water and food and everything, whatever vegetables or whatever it may be. So Ministry of food related here, food supplies. And Ministry of Food Supplies, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Transport, generally Saturn plus, Sun plus, Jupiter plus, Moon. Moon is generally liquid and food related, transport and tourism related. Okay, liquid, food and transport. Suppose government job holder, he will also work in these related. And in the similar way, when it comes to Mars, for example, Saturn plus, Sun plus, and Mars. Mars is, engineering, technology. So the native may be a technician in government departments. The native may be in government engineer in a government department. So based on the combinations in which Saturn. So here Mars is actually when it comes to field technology, and Mars is here technology and engineering. And Mars is particularly mining department, whatever mining and minerals mining, and Mars is generally police related, Deha Sambandha. So here it may be army, or it may be police, or it may be fire related, electricity related, fire and electricity related. So the native will get government jobs in electricity department, and the native will get jobs in police department, army, and fire department. Any engineer, government engineer.
Sir, I have this combination.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Saturn plus Sun plus Mars.
Moon. Yes, sir. I am in electric department and in vigilance wing.
Yes. Then definitely Rahu must be connected somewhere. Vigilance means Rahu is necessary. And any Rahu connection is there?
Sir, Jupiter and Saturn are in 12th house and Rahu in 10th. So, and both are retrograde, Jupiter and Saturn.
Yeah, that's why when Saturn is retrograde, definitely it will connect somewhere Rahu.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why vigilance department. As you are telling, you will check any somebody is misuse
theft of electricity and all that. Yes.
Yes, you are right. Right.
So, this is mainly should be related to Mars or Rahu. Vigilance is like policing.
Yeah, vigilance and investigative officer. You are all.
Okay, yes, sir. Investigation.
Investigation means Rahu.
Rahu, yes, sir.
Rahu is investigation. Research, investigation, and invention, all these are related to Rahu. So that's why first you have to check the native is government job holder or politician. So suppose he is a government job holder, so what type of job he will get based on other combinations like Moon is water liquid food and Mars is technology and engineering and police department, electricity department. So like this. Okay. So next, when it comes to Mercury, Mercury is officer cadre. We will also discuss in detail in our further in our progressive classes also. So let me just give an idea. So suppose we are talking about here government job. Okay. So suppose Mercury is there. Mercury is generally land related. Mercury is here generally teaching abilities. So he may be teacher, but Jupiter is necessary for teaching. And so Saturn plus Sun plus Mercury is there. So land registrar, for example. And moreover, here Mercury is land related. And Mercury mathematics and teaching, when it comes to teaching, Jupiter is necessary. Jupiter, Mercury, teaching of mathematics and commerce and business management. So like this, language skills like that. So Saturn, Sun, here Mercury. Mercury is a real estate and land related business and any business. Mercury is business. So when it comes to business, so Sun related, government related contracts the native will do. Generally, the native will be in dealing with the contracts, government contracts, because Sun is here not only government related anything, contracts. So Mercury is business. What is his business? Generally, he is a contractor, we can say. Mercury, Sun are together, the native will become a contractor. So which type of contractor? Suppose Venus is there, construction related. Okay. So suppose Mars is there, technical contractor. So they will technical tools and technology related. Rahu is there, generally they will their contracts related to software related contracts. So based on suppose you see in E-Seva, all the E-Sevas are not run by government. Even private people also running E-Sevas. So E-Seva, suppose you have taken permission from government and you are authorized E-Seva business if you run. So then definitely Rahu and Mercury and Sun will be together in your horoscope along with Saturn. Saturn, Sun, government. But here we are talking about government contracts like E-Seva. So like this, we have to check what other planets have. Suppose Jupiter is there, Jupiter is a teacher. So as Sun is there, the native will be government teacher. Jupiter is not only teacher. Jupiter may be judge, Jupiter may be doctor, Jupiter may be like this. That is we have discussed. So Sun is there, government teacher, government doctor, government lawyer, government judge. Okay. And Jupiter, after Jupiter, Venus is there. Venus is bank and revenue. So that's why generally Saturn, Sun and Venus are together. These three are opposite to each other. Sun is enemy to Venus and Venus is enemy to Sun. Sun is enemy to Saturn. Saturn is enemy to Sun. But here we don't see the enmity. We check only the karakatwas of these planets. Saturn is here, work governing planet, profession. Sun is government. Venus is banking. So the native will get government jobs in banking sector. Or he may be some revenue department. He may get jobs in revenue department. And most of the Indian revenue service like our Manoj sir, IRS, Indian Revenue Service. So suppose Saturn, Sun, Venus and Jupiter are together, the people will be qualified. So like IRS. So Mars is there, IPS and IAS. So like this we have to check. So Saturn plus Sun. So other Karakatvas we have to check in which department the native will be in government service. So don't think that you people will ask, sir, all the planets are connected to Saturn in 1, 5, 9, 3, 7 and 12. What should I do? First you check with one planet, Saturn and Sun are together or not. So if Saturn is with Sun, you ask the native is in government sector or not, or politician or some reputed person in his field. Suppose he says, yes, I am in government, then you predict in which department he is. Don't ask him. So I think you are in finance department because your Saturn, Sun and Venus are together. Venus is banking and finance related. So that he will be surprised. Yes, you are right. So suppose Venus is with other combinations. So in banking sector, so whether he is a peon or attender or software engineer or manager, we will discuss in detail in other progressive classes, successive classes. But here just I am giving you an idea. So government or not, today we are discussing the native will be in government or not. So if Saturn is with Sun, the native will be in government, but in which department? Venus is there, then finance and revenue department. So most of the people in trading generally. So Saturn, Sun and Venus are together in trading department and government trading related. So share market, in the share market. And in a similar way, Venus is there, some people will be IT department, income tax department, income tax, IT. So income tax department. Suppose Rahu is also there as just Saturn, Sun, Venus and Rahu are together, then so IT department and these people special powers to ride on certain people. So suppose if anybody is not paying taxes, then they will raid that particular organizations, and so these people will have Rahu also. Rahu is investigative officer. So like this, Saturn plus Sun plus Venus, finance related, banking related, and
anti-corruption department.
yes,
Same
yes, anti-corruption department is Rahu will be there. Rahu is here investigation.
Okay. So Saturn, Sun and Rahu.
Saturn, Sun plus Mercury, Venus, Rahu, because
Okay.
Venus is necessary there, and Mars is there. So that is police. If it is police department, Mars will be there. So here you see ED department, enforcement department, or it may be income tax department. These are separate actually, finance related. They have knowledge of finance and department. So suppose a CBI and ACB, Anti-Corruption Bureau, and CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation, and CID, these are criminal related. So Mars is necessary there. So any agency generally with power, legal related powers, so they will have definitely Mars is necessary. So Mars is necessary there. Mars and Rahu, Mars, Rahu, Venus. So then they will be in these particular IT department. Suppose like you people, Mars, and even police department also, secret agents like CID and ACB, they will have Mars and Rahu. Mars and Rahu. And next, Saturn, Sun and Rahu is there. Rahu, suppose Mars is there, Saturn plus Sun plus Jupiter plus Mars. Jupiter is here minister, so Mars is here technical minister. So he may be technical minister, and Rahu is also there, so cinematography minister, and a technical minister, information technology. So Rahu is also Rahu and Mars information technology. So Rahu is actually here wind. Rahu is actually oh, what happened? Our package is low. Okay, I think we have to check our package. So anyhow, okay, what happened? So suppose Saturn plus Sun plus Jupiter, Mars is there, for example. He will be home minister, and Rahu is there, defense minister. Mars and Rahu, defense minister, security. Rahu relates to security. So security related issues, because they have investigative mind. So Saturn plus Sun plus Mars plus Rahu. So ministry of home minister, and suppose Venus is their finance minister. Saturn plus Sun plus Jupiter plus Venus. Jupiter is minister and Venus is finance minister, home finance minister. And Rahu is there. So Venus and Rahu cinematography minister, Venus Rahu cinematography, and Mars Rahu space minister and aviation minister. So like that. So even government jobs also aviation department, Mars Rahu technical related and aviation related. And suppose Saturn plus Sun plus Ketu is there. So then we can say Mars is there. So the native will be in endowment department. So ministry for endowment, temple related and medical related, because Ketu is here medical related and law related, ministry of law, ministry of medicines. So like this, whether the native may be in ministry, any ministry as government employee, or the native is in politics, he may become minister. So suppose Saturn plus Sun is government or politics, and based on other combinations we have to predict. This is generally what happens when we are predicting. And 1 minute, let me check what is the time it is. So suppose if it stops, you come once again. We will start once again. Don't close. Come again once again. So now let's go to second planet. Saturn plus Moon. Suppose Moon is anywhere in 1, 5, 9, 3, 7, 11 and 2, 12. The native will be in transport related, liquid related and food related. So here liquid means any liquid. So whatever liquid it may be, oil, diesel, petrol, gas and perfumes. So, but when we are distinguishing certain liquids, so we need some other planets. Suppose Saturn plus Moon plus Rahu is there. Moon Rahu gas. Moon Rahu generally. Moon Rahu denotes oil, diesel, petrol. And Venus is added alcohol. Venus, Moon, Venus, Rahu, alcohol. Only Moon and Venus are there, then also you can say alcohol. And cosmetics, particularly liquid perfumes. Moon, Venus, perfumes. So any liquid, whatever it may be. Only Moon is water. Only Moon is milk also. Only Moon, milk also. So like this, milk products, Moon plus Jupiter combination. Jupiter is fatness. There is fat in the milk. That's why Moon, Jupiter, milk, you can say. So any milk and paneer, whatever milk products. Moon, Rahu, milk products. Moon, Jupiter, milk products. So it may be ghee or butter. So like this. And Moon denotes generally food and liquid. So that's why the native may start business like hotel business, restaurants. So when it comes to hotel restaurants, so it may be costly, multi-cuisine restaurants. So then we need Venus, Moon Venus. Moon Venus, costly liquid, costly food. Generally, in restaurants, everything is exorbitant, very costly. So that's why. So we can say Saturn plus Moon, so costly related. Anything which is costly. Okay. So like this, we have to check. And Moon is here news. That's why the native may be news reader or news reporter. So when it comes to news reader, reader means reading, and moreover here news is Moon. That is fine. And Rahu is here actually news spreader. So suppose some program is telecast, so that is through only net only. So that is Rahu Chaya. So that's why Moon Rahu is here, Moon and Rahu. So the native will be news reader. So Mercury is necessary because he has to communicate. He has to communicate. Communication is Mercury. Suppose Moon, Mercury, Rahu are together, the native will become news reader, news reporter. He will report news. So here Mercury is your voice. So he will give voice over. So he will communicate. So communication is Mercury. That's why Moon is news and Mercury is communication. Rahu is here. You can call it radio or TV or net or web or whatever it may be. Everything Rahu only. So like this, Saturn, Moon related to generally news and liquid and food transport. And moreover, Moon is a transfer here. Moon is transfer here. So we have to check transfer. So is it transferable job or not? You have to check. Whoever has Saturn and Moon, they will work only 2 to 3 years only in a particular job or at workplace. After 2 years or 3 years, he will be transferred from one place to another place, or he will have to resign that particular job and he will get another job. But whether the native will get highest position or lowest position when he is transferred from one place to another place, or when he loses one job and when he gets another new job, will he be promoted or not depends on Jupiter. Suppose Saturn, Moon, Jupiter are together, the native will change jobs, but his position will be elevated. Whenever he resigns a job, a particular job, he will get a better job if Jupiter is there. Saturn and Jupiter, Dharma Karma Yoga. That's why the native will get here highest position. So that's why Saturn, Moon here changes in our profession. Always the native will change his professions. So at least he will change 2 professions. Saturn and Moon are together. And at the same time, so Saturn, Moon are together, always transfers will be there, or he will move from one place to another place for job. Suppose Saturn, Moon are outside Rahu Ketu family circle, he may go abroad for job. So he may die there itself also. Saturn and Moon are only Saturn, Moon are outside Rahu Ketu family circle. That means all planets are one side Rahu Ketu family circle, and outside Rahu Ketu family circle Saturn and Moon are there. Then the native will go abroad and settle there and he will die there. So this is what happens if Saturn and Moon are together. So change of jobs and transfer, these are common for these people, whoever has Saturn and Moon. Even in government departments, certain departments like teachers and bankers and police department, these people always frequently transfer from one place to another place because in their horoscope they will have Saturn and Moon are together. So that's why they are always transferred. So now let us see the combinations Saturn Moon with the other planetary combinations. So Saturn and Moon. Suppose Saturn and Moon are together in our horoscope, Sun is also connected. So the native will be in government department related to transport or tourism or foods and liquid related, or he may be, if he is in politics, he may become minister, for example. If he has the, what is it, minister yoga, we have to check minister yoga.